Most people don't realize that arteries don't fail suddenly, and they don't warn loudly. They change slowly, day after day, while a person lives a normal life, eats familiar food, drinks coffee, goes to work, and believes everything is fine. The most dangerous thing about artery damage is not pain and not a sudden event, but a quiet loss of flexibility and a gradual buildup of problems that go unnoticed for years. That is why people live with risk without knowing it, and why many serious events seem unexpected, even though they were forming for a long time. This video is not about miracle foods and not about instant cleansing. It is about what the body actually uses to support healthy arteries and what happens when this support is missing. If you watch this video until the end, you will understand why some people reach old age without major vascular issues, while others face them suddenly. And most importantly, you will learn what you can change calmly and realistically starting now to avoid becoming one of those who realize it too late. Her name was Emma, and she lived the way millions of people live, not badly and not well, just routinely. Every day looked almost the same. The morning started with hurry. She woke up, checked her phone, drank coffee, often without even noticing the taste, and left the house with the feeling that the day had already started without her. She did not think about health because she believed that no pain meant no problem. She could not remember the last time she truly listened to her body because there was always something more important: work deadlines, conversations, plans. She sat for hours without moving but did not consider it dangerous because everyone around her lived the same way. Her diet was simple and predictable. Breakfast was skipped, lunch was fast, dinner was late and heavy. But none of this caused concern because it had been like this for years. Sometimes she noticed that she got tired faster than before, that climbing stairs felt harder, that her fingers felt cold, but she dismissed it because it did not stop her from living. Real fear does not appear suddenly. It accumulates slowly. And that is exactly what happened. The moment everything changed was not dramatic. There was no ambulance, no sharp pain. Just a regular doctor's office and calm words spoken in a neutral tone. The doctor looked at the results and spoke as if about something ordinary, that her arteries looked older than expected, that elasticity was reduced, that blood did not move as freely as it should. Emma listened and could not understand what this meant, because she did not feel sick. She asked how this was possible when she worked, walked, lived. The doctor explained that arteries do not hurt, that they change slowly and silently, that people live with this for years without knowing, and that this is why many events seem sudden. After that day, Emma continued living the same way, but with a different thought in her head. She looked at her coffee and realized she drank it instead of water. She looked at her dinners and understood she ate not from hunger, but from exhaustion. She started remembering years when her body gave small signals that she ignored because they did not interfere with being functional. And that word, functional, became the key. She was not healthy, but she was convenient for her lifestyle, and only then did she realize that she had been paying for this gradually, without seeing the bill. And the silence in which it all happened was more frightening than pain, because it never forced her to stop. And that is why this story does not scare loudly, it scares slowly, because it is easy to recognize yourself in it. After Emma realized what was happening, the main question was not what she did wrong, but what she could change without extreme decisions. And the doctor immediately explained that arteries do not cleanse instantly and do not need drastic methods. They need conditions where they do not lose elasticity and are not constantly overloaded. The first thing she focused on was what she drank, because fluids affect blood vessels. Every day she started drinking plain water regularly throughout the day, not all at once, and not by strict schedule, but enough to prevent blood from becoming too thick and to support smooth circulation. She stopped starting her mornings with coffee and instead drank a glass of water first, sometimes warm, sometimes room temperature, not as a detox, but to wake the body without stress. Over time, she reduced sugary drinks because the doctor explained that liquid sugar is one of the biggest hidden burdens on arteries and causes silent damage over years. Then came food not as a diet, but as a background of daily life. She began eating more foods that support vascular health: vegetables, leafy greens, legumes, fatty fish, olive oil, nuts. not as treatment, but as regular choices. She did not remove all unhealthy foods at once, but reduced processed foods after understanding that they create constant, low-level inflammation in blood vessels. Movement also became important, not as exercise, but for circulation. Simple walks after meals, stairs instead of elevators, small movements that, day by day, reduce stagnation. And the doctor emphasized that the worst thing for arteries is not fat, but constant tension and lack of recovery. So sleep and stress reduction became just as important as food and water. And the most important thing she understood was that arteries do not require perfection. They require consistency. And when given time and supportive conditions, they are capable of improving even after years of silent changes. Emma's story did not end with drama, but with awareness. She realized that blood vessels rarely fail suddenly. They gradually lose their ability to adapt. And that is why the most important decision is not medication and not fear, but attention to small daily choices that seem insignificant. When people take care of their arteries early, they almost always avoid extreme outcomes later. And that is the real purpose of prevention, not to scare yourself, but to give the body what it needs consistently. If you want to understand how the body works and how simple habits can change long-term outcomes, subscribe to this channel. Here we talk about health calmly, without panic and without myths, so you do not miss the things that truly matter while time is still on your side.